Hi everyone, it's Eric again, Boomerang's very own meteorologist, who I do want to recap Illusions Drag Show weekend. What an awesome performance from these three very talented drag queens. There is Tiffany Tite getting down and dirty, working hard for that money. And then we also had Natty Apple shaking those hips. Nice moves, Natty Apple. And then, of course, Marvelous Mars. High energy. We loved it. So thank you to all three of these queens for an awesome performance this past Saturday night. Now, as we move ahead to this weekend, the theme is it's leather weekend, my friends. So this is going to be a really fun, sexy weekend. And it's a weekend that embraces and celebrates our leather community. So if you thought about wearing a harness or any other leather gear, but you've never done it, this is a good weekend to try it out. So we've got lots of plans here at Boomerang to celebrate our leather community and to even encourage you to participate if you've never have done that before. We'll get to all of that in a moment, but first, something new here at Boomerang. It is the Boomerang Site Spotlight. And first up, Jeff and Bob. Congratulations, you are our first site spotlight here for this week. Site 115 is always beautiful, glowing with all those colorful lights, changing colors as needed. So congratulations, Jeff and Bob, and what an awesome site you got there. So check out what's going on there at Site 115 if you get a moment, and say hi to Jeff and Bob. This weekend at Leather Weekend, we also have food trucks that will be available all weekend long. We have a heated pool, so don't let that cool weather lately cool you down or keep you from having a good time. We got the hot tub, which is still hot. That's always nice. Of course, we have the bonfire. That's fantastic when the weather is cool. Get your leather and fetish gear ready to go, because it is going to be an awesome weekend here at Camp Boomerang. Speaking of which, let's do it. Let's take a look at all the events planned for this weekend. All right, as always, we get our Friday night bonfire started at dusk. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 60s, which is quite a bit warmer than it was, say, last weekend for the Friday night bonfire, but still comfortable and perfect for hanging out outside. Saturday afternoon, we'll be enjoying the pool, and wouldn't you know it, for this time of the year, actually some pretty nice pool weather. Temperatures will peak right around 80 degrees. There is the slightest risk for an isolated shower or thunderstorm to pop up in the afternoon. We'll talk about that a little bit with the weather story. Saturday at 4 o'clock, after you've been hanging out outside by the pool, just outside the pool fence will be the Leather and Fetish 101. This is an open discussion about leather and fetish life, basically. So if you've ever had a question that you wanted to ask, this is going to be a great opportunity to do just that. And again, this is all about celebrating and embracing our leather community. So that's what this is about as well. Cigar and Bourbon Social will accompany that. So if you want to smoke a cigar, have some bourbon, there's also going to be some beer on tap. I don't know about you, but nothing sexier than a daddy with a cigar and a harness. You know what I'm talking about. Moving ahead to Saturday night at 9 o'clock, speaking of sexy, this is going to be a sexy time too. The Ballroom Backroom Party. It's going to be steamy in there. Temperatures outside the ballroom will be in the 60s. So if you want to cool off, you just step outside, get back into the heat here at the Ballroom Backroom Party. As we're recovering from that awesome Saturday night, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. will be our Java and Jazz. And then Sunday at 1 o'clock, we'll be playing cards in the ballroom, the Boomerang Ballroom. But also, it'll be great weather for hanging out at the pool again if you have the time to spend a little bit more time at the pool here on Sunday. Here's the weather story for this weekend. High pressure has been treating us to day after day of sunshine. Well, it's still going to give us a nice Friday, and most of Saturday I think will be really sunny. It gets a little cloudy later in the afternoon, and there's a slight chance for an isolated shower as this front approaches. But it looks like that front kind of just pivots around us and maybe starts to lift back up to the north. So I don't think it's going to cool down by any means. In fact, it's going to be quite the stretch of beautiful September weather here at Camp Boomerang. 77 for a high Friday afternoon, 81 for a high on Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday afternoon will peak in the low 80s. We could be well into the 80s next week. Monday at 84, 82 on Tuesday, maybe 85 on Wednesday. Yeah, summer not done with us quite yet. So things heating up here at Camp Boomerang, and it's not just because it's our leather weekend. That is this weekend's weather update. I hope everyone has a good time. Again, let's support one another and embrace and learn more about leather and fetish. Have a good time, and I'll see you all next week with another weather update.